Let's start with one of the biggest online conspiracies. Those two men behind Charlie allegedly giving hand signals before the shot. Sources say they were actually a part of his security team. And honestly, even if they weren't, there's really nothing of value for them to signal to a shooter. This wasn't a mile-long sniper shot in an enclosed amphitheater. Wind drift isn't a factor. The idea that hand gestures were feeding the shooter critical data doesn't hold water. What's more plausible is that it was nonverbal cues used for internal communication of the security team. Exactly what? I'm not sure. This is something typically defined at the local level, but I would assume some form of status checks. Next, the rifle. The shooter used a Mauser 98 bolt action chambered in .30-06. That's not a rapid fire weapon. That's a precision rifle. Bolt actions are chosen because the bolt locks up the same way every time, reducing error. One rifle, one shot, one target. The fact that only a single round was fired tells you that accuracy mattered more than volume of fire. Now, the body armor debate. People keep pointing out shot placement and claiming that Kirk wasn't wearing a vest. Here's the thing. Rifle plates don't cover the entire chest. This is an example, and it's not the same one that Charlie would have been wearing. This is very thin because this is actually designed specifically for handgun rounds. But as you can see, they don't extend out to the nipples. The escape, amateur hour. Jumping off a roof and sprinting into a wooded area or neighborhood isn't a plan. It's desperation. Add to that reports of him letting things slip to people close to him, and you've got a suspect who was precise at the trigger, but sloppy everywhere else. A proper exfiltration would have looked very different. A disguise to melt into the crowd, a change of clothes stashed along the route, or even a getaway vehicle stashed nearby. Those are the kind of steps that you would expect from someone with foresight. And he didn't have any of that. And then there's George Zinn, the man who, in the immediate aftermath, publicly claimed that he was the shooter. Was that a coordinated distraction? Or an old man desperate for attention? Only time and the final investigative report will tell. One more point of clarity. This was not the shot of the century. We're talking about roughly 150 to a 200-yard shot at a downward angle. At that distance, with a .30-06 caliber, we're talking about a bullet drop of maybe an inch to an inch and a half max. That's nothing. I could honestly teach the average person to make that shot in an afternoon. The choice of a bolt action was about precision, but the shot itself really was not an impossible feat. When you cut through the noise, the picture that emerges isn't of some Hollywood-level operation. It's of a lone actor with just enough focus to fire one accurate shot, but not enough discipline to think 2 steps ahead. But that's the reality check for today. Don't fall for the noise. Stay tuned and stay informed.